And Rinus VeeKay has polled his time on our pylon. Kevin, has the paperwork been signed to pull Rinus VeeKay out of the Indy 500 for now?
I need to go find that out, but what this is proactive. Rinus VeeKay and the 18 team is confident they can at least match the speed or go better. They don't want to allow their fate to be determined by Jacob Abel. It's a team car. They may think Abel has found something, so we're going to use what they found, and we're going to make sure that we go quicker.
That's a bold strategy, but I kind of like it, because basically his fate, Rinus VeeKay's fate, was going to be sitting in Jacob Abel's hands if he waited until under 3 minutes to go.
Are you going to attack or play defense in the closing minutes of the game? Rinus VeeKay and his number 18 team is flexing right now. Chests are out and saying, we want to control our destiny.
Sometimes the best defense is a strong offense, and that's exactly what we're seeing out of VeeKay right now.
This is cool.
But dude, you're putting everything on the line here. We've just been talking about how sketchy it is to do one of these qualifying runs. The track temp is still going down, so the conditions are theoretically getting better, but that by no means makes it easy for these drivers.
And there is enough time for Rinus to make his 4-lap run and Jacob Abel to respond.
A driver who loves this track, who runs well at his track. We've seen his father all the way through this week, but in particular over the qualifying days, being so respectful of the yard of bricks, not wanting to tempt fate, not going anywhere near them, leaping over the bricks rather than tread on them.
Keep in mind that Rinus VeeKay is now not in the Indy 500. If he makes a big mistake mid-corner, if he skips an adjustment, forgets an adjustment, or if he crashes his race car, he is out of the race.
What's interesting about it as well, though, is if he manages to find more speed and can put himself further up the charts, if he can put Marcus Armstrong between himself and Jacob Abel, then he's in, no matter what Abel does in response. So there is an awful lot on the line for VeeKay right now.
And with Abel next in line, imagine he did something amazing, jumped up like with his teammate, and then suddenly Armstrong finds himself out. That is the jeopardy. That is the brilliance of last chance qualifying.
And guys, these are teammates, which means they are sharing information. They can see everything the other one's doing. They know every setup change. They know everything that's happening. And you can't keep any secrets, but you don't want to give it away to your biggest competition to just make the race.
Here we go.
Was not a very fast warm-up speed, but lap 1 is not very fast. This could be a huge gamble that does not work out for Rinus VeeKay.
His average speed over 4 laps last time was a 2:27.235. No, sorry.
It's been removed. We don't know.
It doesn't, but it was
better.
It was faster than that.
Yes.
It was faster than that.
The look on his family's face should tell you everything you need to know. His mother can't even bear to watch. She walks away from the screens. His father looks away disconsolately. Rinus VeeKay, 2:27.2 his first, 2:27.2 his second. And this is the ghost car from his first run. Look how far he is behind his own best.
I think Rinus VeeKay's father is shrugging his shoulders like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this?
It's done now. There's no,
Too late.
There's nothing you can question at this point. It's now just up to Rinus VeeKay behind the wheel. But T-Bell, you know these cars rarely run faster on that second run because of that hot-cold combination we were talking about earlier. It's hard to cool things down in pit lane.
Rinus VeeKay has never started the Indy 500 lower than 7th. He's been in the fast 6 4 times on the front row 3. And he is fighting with all he's got to get in. And he's dropped time, lap 3. His family look away in absolute horror. What has he done? What have the team decided to do?
It is not over, though, because Jacob Abel has also just made a run. Jacob Abel's car is also heat-soaking on pit lane. He got a cool-down lap in, but this, all of a sudden, could be an extremely close battle to make the race. VeeKay rounding turn 4 for the final time.
VeeKay rolled the dice to see if he could go faster. And as he crosses the line, the answer, I'm afraid, will be that he hasn't.
Oh.
It's a 2:26.9. The question now is whether that will be enough.
Abel's last time, I believe, was a 2:27.1.
Yeah, it was just slower. I don't know what to say.
Oh,
Wow.
Rinus.
I could think of a few words I'd want to say if I were Rinus VeeKay right now.
Suddenly, the angst, the pit in the stomach has transferred from the Abel family to the VeeKay family in a matter of minutes. This thing has totally swapped.
Now, if you're Marco Andretti, you're Marcus Armstrong, you can now breathe a sigh of relief. Nothing can happen to you. You are locked into the race. Hugs and high fives all around the 98 and 66 stands. But if you're Rinus VeeKay, if you're anyone on the 18 program, you are now glued to the monitors because your fate of whether or not you are in the race comes down to this run here with Jacob Abel.
Kevin is with Dale Coyne.
Dale, that was bold. What was the thinking there?
Have you ever played chess with yourself? This is like playing chess with yourself where you know each side's strategy, but you've got two queens on the board and they have their own mind. So we'll see what happens here.
It looks like simply you're trying to let both drivers decide their fates.
Yes, he didn't have regen the first lap, the first qualifying run. So we thought he'd go a little quicker with the regen, but we went a little slower. So see what happens.
All right, somebody's going to make it.
Best of luck to Jacob.
Thank you.
Well, an impossible position for Dale Coyne to be in. One of his drivers will make the 500. One will have to go home. Will it be the rookie, Jacob Abel? Will it be the man who has started so well and races so well here over his history, Rinus VeeKay? On the basis of that last run, VeeKay ran slower. All Jacob Abel has to do is match what he did on his first run, and he will put himself into the Indianapolis 500. 4-lap stand between Jacob Abel and a dream come true.
And almost certainly Jacob Abel's car is hotter now than it was on his first run. Just like Rinus VeeKay's. He has 98%, essentially a full charge of the hybrid capacitor. So he's in good shape to use that.
Townsend, on Rinus VeeKay's warm-up lap, you noted that time considerably slower than what we've seen. It was about 200 miles an hour on the warm-up lap. Jacob Abel, 215.
Critical handling feedback, though. It's not just a straight line performance. The team telling Abel, you're too tight. Use your weight jacker. Adjust the handling in the cockpit to stay ahead of the controls.
VeeKay's first lap was a 2:27. Abel's first lap is a 2:26.5. It's even slower.
That same fall-off run-to-run that we were talking about, that's what comes from a hot car.
Huge relief for the VeeKay family right now to see how slow that first lap was.
This is painful. What a horrible moment for both sides of this Dale Coyne team. Rinus VeeKay watches on, knowing there is nothing now that he can do. It sits in the hand of his teammate, and if there's one person he didn't want to bump as the pistol fires to denote that this session will be over once Abel completes his 4 laps, the last person he wanted to bump out was his teammate. The last person his teammate wants to bump out is him, and yet it will happen. It must happen, because this is the way that things do happen at the Indianapolis 500.
VeeKay looks physically ill, sitting there waiting, but so far, so good. 2:26.5, 2:26.4 for Jacob Abel. It's not enough.
Abel still has not used the extra power from the hybrid system. He'll get one chance to blast it, maybe on the last lap.
And it wouldn't be an unfamiliar sight to see that last lap being the fastest lap of the run. We've seen it all the way through. Now he deploys the hybrid. It's a 2:26.2. The average is a 2:26.4. If he can find a ½ mile an hour for the average over the line, Jacob Abel will be in the Indy 500.
That would be quite the stretch based on what we've seen so far. But Jacob Abel is going to give it his best shot. 2 corners to go.
Through turn 3 for the Miller High Life car. A livery we know so well, a livery that has won this race, a rookie hoping to make it in. The question, as he rolls to the yard of bricks, is Jacob Abel. And he's not. It's a 226.394. Rinus VeeKay will be in the Indy 500, but by no means in the way that he wanted to be. Georgia's standing by with him.
A mix of emotions for Rinus VeeKay. Please explain them.
Yeah, I feel relief, but no real happiness. We were just very slow, both Jacob and I. Unfortunately, it was one of the two that was going to go out. You know, Jacob's not just a teammate, he's a really good friend, so I feel bad for him. This was going to be his first, this will be my sixth. Of course, it feels good to make the field, but it's just, it is very, very much the definition of bittersweet.
Your team owner, Dale Coyne, said he put your fate kind of in your own hands. Why did you make the decision to pull your time and go again?
Well, I did not have any hybrid power on my first run. I wasn't sure if it was going to be better, but I did not want to leave anything up to chance. So I just want to go out there. It was a very slow run, so I was really afraid. I thought that was it. I'm actually happy Jacob went out, and you know, he was slower in the end. But yeah, we need to find some speed now for the race, because with this pace being so far off the next car, we don't really have a chance there.
Congratulations, you have made the 109th running of the Indianapolis 500.
Thank you.